All right. Well, looks like we're back, even though we've been gone for far too long, but we did have a lot of stuff come up epilepsy wise and personally. So, I mean, if you have epilepsy, give us a break. You understand, right? You
Even
know,
if you don't, just people's
if you
lives.
don't, then just shush. Okay. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, we just wanted to finally come back because we've been talking about it and it hasn't happened, but we finally found time for both of us to do this.
Finally.
Finally, no seizures, no migraines, no other things, no idiot neighbors, nothing like that.
No
But
dogs, hopefully.
well, they're forgiven because we all love dogs, right? Mine just buried under the bed if you guys heard that. So I'm sorry. But we wanted to talk about us meeting finally. If you didn't know that, we'd never met in person. A lot of people don't believe that.
Yeah, we did not meet in person for 5 years.
I think so. I mean, I can't count past two, but like I think
I mean, we started a podcast. We became best friends all at completely opposite ends of the country.
yeah, and
Um,
I don't know if people know what happened. We can brief them what happened
we
in
can
our
do a brief. It's fine.
yeah, we can tell them how we met.
There were some people who wanted to, how should we say, end other people with epilepsy by sending flashing lights in Instagram DMs, and I hate to say lucky, but we were lucky enough to be put in a group together.
Yeah, and neither one of
And
us is photosensitive. So,
neither one of us is photosensitive. And I saw I saw the way that Bree was handling them. And so I messaged her afterwards, and we both decided that we were going to report it to like law enforcement, and we discussed the how we were going to do that, and then it kind of turned into texts and then daily FaceTimes, and then
trauma bonded.
every day
Yeah.
trauma bonded, yes.
Yeah, I'm not for anybody that doesn't follow my page, I'm not saying go follow me. I'm not the person to mess with, so that's how we became friends because I was yeah, she took the rational point. I did the irrational where I'm
I
like,
took the rational point of keeping my mouth shut and just watching what happened, and then taking the 10-minute screen recording and sending it to law enforcement.
yeah, that was smart on her and I was still stomping around my other room like mother oh my God. Like yeah, I was still pissed, but I mean, hope everyone else that was in that chat, I don't know who else was in there, is okay though.
Yes, I hope everyone was okay. From my understanding, it didn't seem like many people in that chat were photosensitive, and I have not seen those people crop up again.
No, we get other types of morons, but that hasn't happened, thankfully.
So anyway, fast forward 5 freaking years from that to last June. Guys,
Yes,
this is how long we've been wanting to do an episode.
we've been trying, but it's like, I'm free, I had a seizure. I'm free, I had a seizure. Like, it does not work.
I'm free. Oh, I'm working. I'm free. Oh, this happened. I'm free. Like we couldn't.
Ooh,
Anyway, in June, we finally met up for an epilepsy event, and
yes.
it was like we had known each like there was no awkwardness. It was like we had known each other forever because that's how it
It
feels.
was almost like I hadn't seen you in a couple years. Like, oh, hey, what's
Yeah,
nice to see you again. And we were
there was
really
no
lucky.
awkwardness.
No. And we were really lucky to meet a lot of the other people that make pages at that event too. We're not gonna give you any spoilers because we're under contract, but like, you know, it was great to actually meet them in person and realize they are real people. Because like I didn't really talk to them as much as I still don't really talk to them as much as I talk to Grace, but it was still really nice to be like connect in person outside of the online
Yeah.
community, you know. And I mean, it was really fun because now I feel like we're even closer with those people that we hung out with. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, for sure.
it was nice to see. I mean, Tiffany was one of them. If you know Jen Vaughn, that was another one. Natalie was another one. There's a couple other people there, but I don't know if they want their name dropped. I know those ladies won't care though, so stuff like that. But the whole thing is that we've been able to make friends though in this community. And I know a lot of people message me that they're lonely and they have no one to talk to. And I felt that way. I'm sure you felt that way.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, the only people I knew who had it were like like my parents' friends who were older than me and I couldn't really connect with the same way. So really just if you feel lonely, honestly, just reach out to somebody that you see also has a page and also you can relate to on some level.
Yeah,
And
and I mean,
who knows what it'll lead to because
it'll lead to. Just
not
say
only
hi.
June, but that's yeah, 3 months later we got together in person again. 4 months later, 4 months later, math.
Again, I can't count past 2, so you're fine. But like
Or the Under the Lights. You guys remember we had Miles on years ago,
too long ago, Miles, too
too
long ago.
long ago, and we were able to go to the premiere together. It was amazing. We obviously I had met Miles before, but I know you hadn't in
Nope,
person. So you got to
not
meet
my
Miles.
first time. But again,
My
it didn't feel weird either. That felt like we've known each
right.
other. We went to high school together.
My family got to meet you, which is really weird because our families know each other. Like we've called each other to be like, Bree had a seizure, Grace had a seizure. Like,
But
so
you
our
have
families know each other.
everybody's number. Like I have all your loved ones' numbers pretty much. Like
Yeah. It's
that's
just
how
like
it
in
works.
case something happens, here's their phone number.
Yeah, I haven't
Um,
heard from them in a week. Where are they? You know, type of thing. I mean, it's not ever that long, but you know what I
went
mean.
on a little trip in Northern California together with my sister who lives up there and got to meet Pierce and Kai, who are both in the feature film, the Under the Lights feature film as well.
And they are like the sweetest people ever. They were super easy to talk to either. They weren't just like, oh, you know what? Well, yeah, we're in the movie, so whatever. They spent a good amount of time talking to us.
They
And
did.
yeah, hopefully we can work with them eventually, but they're super busy. You know, they're super.
Oh, yeah. Very, very busy.
They actually are movie stars, you know. But yeah, it was really nice to be able to do that and to get out of, I mean, I only had to fly up my state, you know, which is the equivalent of flying across the country for most people, but it it was still nice to get out of my hometown and do something for once.
Just
Because I
out of
was
my room. To
out of my
do
room.
something other than a doctor's appointment.
Yeah. Love you, L. No, I don't love you, LA. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's the other thing I usually get to do is I get to go to LA. But this was like surrounded by people, you know, about epilepsy. They knew about epilepsy. They were there for epilepsy. Everyone was excited.
With both events, yeah.
Yes. And it was just, you know, nice to see that and feel like you're around. I guess you can say it's kind of like a sorority, kind of.
Kind of. It's like you know if something happens that everybody there is going to know what to do. So
Yeah,
you don't
without the pettiness.
feel concerned. Yeah. Without any judgment.
Yeah, and it's really really nice to, you know, actually feel that in person because sometimes you read someone on their page and you're like, I don't know if I like this person, man. I don't know. And then you meet them, you're like, oh, they're way better than, you know, what the internet gives you. And that's kind of nice. Like I'm not sure. I know there are people out there that don't like me. I love that. But that means I'm doing my job. Um, but it's like if you meet someone in person, it's like you don't know how they are until you spend time with them. So
hmm
it's like you can judge them off their posts all they want. I mean, we all do that. We're all human. We judge people. But when you meet them, it like
I haven't posted in a while. I've been so busy. It is March and my Christmas tree is still up. Like I haven't had time
just
to
keep it up
take
for
that.
my birthday. It'll be my birthday tree.
Your Bree's birthday tree.
Yeah, no. But it's just yeah, it's been chaotic and it's like I know we have a lot of people that we want to get on here. It's just aside from being epilepsy advocates, we do have lives, even if it's not really doing much. Some days I just want to lay in my bed and do nothing. That is my life. I'm
I just
okay
want
with that.
to work.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, sometimes I'm not in the mood, but it's, I think one of the most important parts is making friends in
I was
this.
gonna say, even if you're not sure, it doesn't hurt to reach out because, like Bree said, you see a tiny snippet of someone from their page. Like you see the littlest bit about a person from a 10-second reel or the posts that they make. And then to meet them in person and have real conversations that could be epilepsy or not epilepsy based at all
Hmm.
is like so different to see like this is what somebody posts, this is who they are. Even with us, like I can tell you what we like if I remember I followed Brie before I actually knew her, and I was just like, "Oh, she knows a lot of information. That's cool," but I didn't know you.
And then the surprise came in. You're like, "Oh my God,
Yes.
this woman's mouth."
Then I'm like, I need her to teach me to be more assertive, and that is actually what has happened.
Well, it's happened and you've calmed me down, funny enough. It's worked both ways. Like, I used to just go after people. Now I'm just like, "Whatever, man, you're a loser." Like,
But if I need someone to be yelled at, I just send her a screenshot. She's like, I'm on it.
I got it. I got you and Sophia. You guys will meet Sophia eventually too. Promise. That is another guaranteed person to come on here. Yes, if you don't know her. I know that's like that name just like, called out like 7 people, but if you know, you know. It's all right though. Like, yeah, it's just it helped me because I know I felt alone. I didn't know anybody that had epilepsy before, you know, I got diagnosed, and then I'm like looking on the internet for people who are just like, aren't you as miserable as me? Like, why are you all sitting there going, this is great. Today is just a day with epilepsy. And I'm like, do you actually have it though? Like, because like I'm sitting here like, mm. So
I'm
it
sure the Kemper
helped.
rage didn't help.
No, Kappa Rage did not help. That made it worse. That made me hate everybody. But it's just it really helps because you don't feel alone. Like I don't have to explain things to you when I text you and say certain things. Everyone else like, why do you feel that way? Like, it's just I'm exhausted at
You
the
could
point.
just say, I'm tired, and I can just say seizure, and you can be like, no, migraine. I'm like, got it.
Yeah.
Feel better.
Or just I'm not in the mood today. It's just one of those fuck everybody days. And you're like, I get it. And it happens, and it's I don't know. It's one of those things where people bond over it because that's what you have in common. It's like if you're a fan of a sports team, it's like, "Oh, I love these people too, so let's talk about it." I mean,
I
sports
remember
probably better.
I grew extra close to you. That sounds weird, but
This is like our dating profile, guys, just so you
yes.
know.
So
Our men don't matter. I'm just kidding, we love them, but yes,
no, I love my husband. But
today.
all the
I'm
time.
joking. I'm joking. I got to meet him too, which was great.
You did, yeah. He
Speaking of,
who shall not be named.
Voldemort was fantastic to meet in person.
Yes. But I remember when I was in the EMU
Mhm.
in 2020, everything was locked down. I couldn't have any visitors, and I was like, I am miserable. I have a migraine. I'm on the verge of puking. Like I just know that this terrible thing is going to happen, and I don't know what to do. And I was like, who the hell am I going to talk to? And we were like, had gotten close. I think it was February of that year. So we still weren't
Probably
like,
never better than me.
so we still weren't as close as we are now. But I remember I was like being in the EMU and just being like, can I call you?
Mhm.
Be like, yeah. And we FaceTimed a good portion of my EMU stay was me just being like, oh, lowering meds today, still didn't have a freaking seizure.
Yeah, and only people that go through that understand that. Like your family understands that you're miserable, but they've
Yeah.
never gone through that. And like they get to see you, lowering your meds and having seizures and stuff like that, but they don't go through it themselves. Thank God. I wouldn't want this on anybody in my family, but it's like it's a special thing when you can be like, "Oh, they lowered my meds," and the other person's like, "Oh shit, I know what that means." It's
Yeah.
like, "Oh man."
The withdrawal and the do you remember I went through terrible med withdrawal.
Oh yeah, it
It
was,
was awful. I remember texting you being like, is this what it was like when you withdrew from Kepra?
and it was, which was, I mean, it was
But it
like,
wasn't the Kepra for me. It was the whatever other one I was on at the time. I can't even remember.
I don't remember either. Epilepsy memory, whatever. It's just, I
It's
mean,
gonna bother me, but I'll look it up
we'll
later.
remember at 3 in the morning. We'll add it
I
as a
will remember when I wake up tomorrow morning and I will text you.
exactly. It's just, it feels like coming off of hardcore drugs, like it really does. And you
Oh, I
just,
was shaking and puking and my heart was I had a heart. Is it? palpitations. Is that how you
Where is the
ever say
Mr.
that word
Darkness one?
correctly?
Where is he? Your heart was fluctuating. Let's go with that.
Yes. It was fluttering.
Yeah.
I think I kept saying papillations, and I said that to the nurse while I was on the phone with my mom because she couldn't actually be there, and she's like, "That's not what it's called." And I was like, "Okay, mom, the nurse knew what I meant. Shut up."
Doesn't matter. We got to the point. No, it's
Right.
the withdrawals are nasty. And it's again, people don't understand unless they've gone through it. So it's like they see you over there shaking and sweating and freezing and puking and like everything. They're just like,
Honestly,
"Ooh."
thank God nobody could be in there to save me.
It's not cute. It's not your most like I
No, it's not the best look.
no, it's not. But I mean that's what we go through and see like that's proof we put up with a lot of shit.
But then I get like the video of my tonic-clonic seizure that I'd never seen me have one before. The first thing I do, I show it to my mom. My husband didn't want to see it. He's like, "No, thank you." He deals with that at work. He knows what they look like. He was like,
I deal with that at home sometimes, you know?
my dad didn't want to see that. And the first person I go to, I text Bree and I'm like, "Do you want to see my seizure?" And she's like, "Yes." So I FaceTime her and I'm like, "Look at this. Look at how weird I look."
It's one of those things where it's like it gets to the point where it's so awful, you're just intrigued by it. Like a horror movie that's so bloody, you're just like, so what's gonna happen next?
See, we can bypass that for me.
I'm so used to like I don't want to say I'm used to it now because it's still awful to see, especially one of your best friends having a massive seizure like that. But it's still like it helps me know what they look like so I can describe it to
Yeah.
you better.
There was one time, I can't remember, we were on the phone or we were FaceTiming or something, and you just stopped answering. And I was like, Bree, Bree, Bree. And I texted your mom and I was like, Bree stopped answering. And your mom immediately was like, "Okay, I'll have her brother check on her." And then she texted me, she was like, "She had a seizure. Thank you."
I mean, you also have dealt with the one where I was doing a podcast with you and you know, things, but like that
Your
was
poor sister was like,
that
that
was
one has not aired yet. We will have to do a redo. I'm so sorry. People don't know what we're talking about, but
I had a an issue in the middle of a recording, I'll just say that, and I got nauseous. I won't give you the lovely details, but my computer was ruined.
at least it was with your sister and not somebody that like took a long time to try
Not
and
like not some
not
famous.
even book, but just like schedule doing one with.
That was one of my, you don't get a choice, unfortunately. Excuse my dog drinking in the bathroom, her bathroom background. She looks, she
I
looks.
can't hear. My dog is looks like he's on the verge of about to bark, and I'm like, please, no.
Yeah, and I mean, Grace unfortunately couldn't come to the Epilepsy Expo that's out here last year, which was in November, but that's another place to go meet people too. It's a very they have tables up everywhere. It's at Disneyland. They charge you $40 for parking because it's Disney, but the event getting into is free, and you
Well,
don't have
and
to go to the Disneyland day. But everybody has booths set up. You can just walk up to people and meet people and talk to people.
it's very similar to the which you haven't been able to come out to, which is I live just north of DC, and we have the National Epilepsy Walk every year. And it's not necessarily people per se, but you have, the RNS booths, you have the UBC booth. I think I'm saying that correctly. UBC.
UCB, one of those two. Starts with a U and there's a C and B in there.
Who were very, very, I'm so sorry that I can't remember. They were very, very helpful with um, just being a part of
Hmm.
the Lights film. If you don't know who I'm talking about, they manufacture one of the medications. I also can't remember and don't want to say the wrong one. So, oops. But just, you have people there to talk to, that
There
you
are
can meet
doctors there. It's like
doctors, and not just like you can go up and it could be a total stranger who doesn't have epilepsy, but they know exactly what you're talking about if you say something. And it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
this
and
is
it
fantastic.
the one at Disneyland is basically Comic Con for epilepsy.
Okay.
You just walk up to a bunch of booths and like they hand you free shit. That's the best part. They give you a bunch of free stuff, like little brains, little teddy bears, stuff like that. And you can talk to people. They do talks and things like that. You don't have to walk around for the, well, you have to walk around the venue, but you don't got to do a walk for that one, which is nice. Because Southern California in November is still like 95 degrees.
It's usually March or April in these like 60s, 70s.
Way nicer.
And the walk isn't that long. And it usually has a pretty view.
That's
So
another place, the walks. You can go meet people. People have their teams. I
I was
have
gonna
a
say there are walks all if you're in the US. I don't know about other countries, but I know in the US, like you can honestly, if you just Google walk for Apple National Walk for Epilepsy, you can go and find a walk close to you.
yes.
So even if you want to meet people in person and you don't have anybody, just go to a walk, start like strike up conversations. You never know who you'll meet.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I've met a lot of really nice people, even at like the Disneyland thing. And, it was kind of, I felt like, because people would come up to me and ask me if I was me from my page. And I was like, oh God, what did I do? Like, yes, why? Which was kind of cool, but like it was still kind of like, I had no idea who they were. I felt so bad. But like, I mean, I don't even recognize my own dog some days. You know what I mean? My memory sucks. But I felt so bad because they're like, it's you. And I'm like, it's you. Who are you? But
Please say your name.
but I mean, the only thing I want to say about the making friends thing is I know people will, I guess you can say, slide into people's DMs expecting them to become their best friend. And it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, if we had met honestly any other way, I don't think we would be as close as we are now. Like Bree said, we're trauma bond.
Me between and look at her, I'm covered in tattoos. I'm like, like we
Like
hit that together.
if it had happened, and I always say things happen for a reason. I'm a believer of that.
Hmm.
And I know some people hate that phrase, but that's we met for a reason. And we met the way we did for a reason. And
Not many other people are willing to work with my sarcastic ass and, you know, side by side. Some will be like, can we collab on this? But it's like, we are definitely, I don't want to say like the opposites attract thing works too, but I mean, it kind of did.
yeah, also opposite sides of the country and we make it work.
As
It's
when
just like, huh?
I said, when we can, because
When
life,
we can. But even just like texting or like, hey, can I call you? Like I don't call you super early and I you don't
someone
call
else needs to hear about that. I'm just saying.
and you don't call me super late. It's just like usually I'll text you and be like, are you available? Can you call? Like
Yeah, if it's
there's
like nine
certain things
o'clock
that
my time, I'm like, oh, it's midnight there. I shouldn't text her. Or I do, and then I'll leave her alone if you don't answer. Like that's the
yeah.
whole thing. I don't sit there and, bombard people. But I know like some of our other friends get messages like, well, why aren't you effing answering me? Like, why don't you respond to me? Because they didn't see it and because they have something to do. It's not to be a dick. It's, you can't expect someone.
99% of the time if I don't respond, it's either because like I'm in a group chat and the messages don't necessarily directly involve me, or I'll swipe away, like I'll check to see what it is really quickly and not really read them, and then I forget that it's there because it's shown as read, honestly.
Yeah, that and I mean, in my DMs, they get backed up and then they don't show you the notifications when you still have like 30 more to read. They're like, "Oh, you read all 11 of them." So you're like, "Cool. I'm caught up." And then you're really not. So, you know, I understand you might want to be like this with somebody, but maybe you're not their cup of tea and you know what? There are millions of us out there.
There
You
are
can
you
make
just
your friends.
it just takes some time.
I mean, I have friends in other countries now. Like that's crazy to me. Like I think I have a friend in each province in Canada now. Like, that's just crazy to me. It's like we went international with it, and you'll meet some of our Canadian friends too, I promise. They're lovely people, even if their hockey teams suck. But, it's just
I think we say this all the time, but I think we say it because it needs to be honed in. Like, don't be afraid to reach out and make friends.
yeah, and it can be awkward. You can kind of feel like you're trying to make the first move in a club or something like
That's
that.
honestly like when I talked to you, I was like, how did you talk to the FBI? Like, that's how I felt reaching out to you. Like, how did you talk to the FBI? But it got to the point where I just messaged and was like, can I call you to find out what you said? And on the phone, we clicked like that. It was
Yeah,
weird.
it was just one of those things, and it's like I look angry. I mean, I can be angry, but it's like honestly, 99% of the time I will answer you. You know, I'll do my best. It doesn't mean I want to be your best friend, but like we can still be friends. And I
Right.
know people are not giving grace, no, not you, but like you know what I mean? I was like, "Wait a minute." To people who don't answer right away. I know people are pissed. Well, I tried to ask them and they didn't answer me, and it's like, "Okay, well, ask
Maybe they had a seizure.
yeah, ask somebody else." And that's
Maybe they are, have other things going on in their lives. Look at us.
you.
It's been over a year since we've done a an episode. So trust me, we've within that year there have been at least 30 times where like we need to record. Can you do it? And we would pick a day and then something would come up.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
back and
we're
forth.
an hour before recording, I'm like, "I'm throwing up from a migraine." Like, and then like
Then
not
the
gonna
next day I'm like, oh, I had a seizure.
yeah, and it's like we're like, "All right, never mind. Okay, so how about this day?" And it's like, I have to go to the doctor." It's like that's how epilepsy life is. So it's like if you really want to talk to somebody, send them another message. It's like reach out again, do something. Because I can safely say that meeting people has made this a lot easier. Even though epilepsy sucks. It's never easy.
For sure. Even like if you don't physically meet them, just having someone to talk to when something happens.
And some people don't want that, but it's like, look at all the people that are online gaming friends. Like, my dude has friends since he was 14 years old online, and he talks to them probably more than me during the day, usually, and he's never met them. But they're like this. So they know, everything about each other still. And like, sometimes most of us can't drive. I mean, some of us can, but like most of the people I know cannot drive. So it's gonna be hard to meet up for some of us. So it's like you should probably I wouldn't say settle for that, but you will enjoy having that person to be able to talk to.
I mean, I was perfectly fine not having to go midway or all the way across the country to meet you. It was just like, hey, we're talking today. We found a time that works. Cool.
Yeah, but it's,
And then once we met up, it was like I said, like just really cool. There was no awkwardness.
no, there's no awkwardness, and it's like
And
it might be awkward at first because one of you might not be as open as the other one. I'll tell you that right now. The one of the other one might overshare. I know I have no filter and overshare, but it's like
if you can get past that,
you've gotten to the point where you have no filter and don't care. I mean, like we shared a hotel room for like a week, so y'all can imagine that one. We're all gonna leave it at that. We shared a hotel room for a week, but it's like, again, like I don't think anything besides my neuropsychiatrist has helped me more mentally besides making friends. And he was the one that was like, "Go talk to people," and I'm like, "I don't want to," because I was still not over it. And then he's like, "Go talk to people," and I was like, "Fine, whatever." Then I did, and I'm like,
I guess I'll
"Ah,
do
he was right." He's usually right, but that's the main thing. Like, we want to drive in this one because we haven't done anything on this, but we've done things together for once, actually in person,
twice.
twice. Yeah, just need the
For
hatch.
twice we've done it.
Yeah, twice we've done it. Oh god, that'll get clipped. Um, it's just yeah. I wish doctors would tell you that more because my epileptologist didn't really say that. My neuropsychiatrist told me that. So it's kind of like I wish they would kind of include that. And I don't wanna say give you resources to make friends, but basically tell you, "Get out there on social media and make friends with people."
I wish so too, but I think a lot of times, at least personally for me, the mental health doesn't come up in my epileptology appointments because there's so much else to talk about. The mental health comes up for me when I have therapy. So, and I feel like they're two separate things. And because I don't bring it up, honestly, if you're struggling, tell your epileptologist, tell
Yes.
your neurologist, tell whoever you see about this and ask their recommendations.
Yes, that's how I got shipped off to neuropsychiatry because of my epileptologist initially. So he was like, "You're not doing well. You seem lonely, you seem depressed, you seem the other S word, you know, like you don't seem like you're doing okay. So I'm going to send you to this guy." And then he was the one. They work together now though. So, you know, they I can't hide one thing from the other person. They tell each other. But it helped. It was the smartest thing I think I've done was make my page and meet people. And now it's like I have everybody in my phone that has epilepsy have a purple heart next to their name. So it's like you go down my thing, it's like all these people that I have in my phone.
Yeah, I made my page when I had to quit teaching, which was like my dream job. I had to quit teaching because of my health. And I was like, I think I should make an epilepsy page and teach people about it. And then, like 2 months, not long after that, 1 or 2 months later, is when that issue happened.
You were a fairly newer page, I think, because mine started off as like a diary and then I kind of got over it and then it became what it is now. So it's like you were fairly new when they went after you. They were like, "Oh, fresh
They're like,
meat."
epilepsy's in this.
Oh, there's bunch of idiots. But I mean, you will have to ignore the idiots on social media. Some of them just have pages to be idiots. But that doesn't mean it's everybody that's going after you. So even if you just make a private page and then talk to people with epilepsy, I it will help.
100%.
Even if you don't post, you don't have to talk about your epilepsy. You don't have to share.
You
But
can have your private page just for your friends, but still DM people who have
exactly.
epilepsy, comment on their posts, just engage in some way, and who knows, you might end up with a good friend that you can reach out to when you need it.
Hey, someone
No
else might
guarantee, but doesn't hurt to try either.
you might even find like your boyfriend or girlfriend you've been looking for. You have a lot in common, you know? You never know. Just,
This
reach
is true.
out to people, you know? It's that's one of the things that I wish I did sooner, that I knew to do sooner, and that like I try to make people do it sooner. Like talk to people because you're just sitting there inside your own head like my life sucks. Nobody gets this. And nobody wants that. We don't need that on top of all the other shit we go through. We go through way too much. But I think we'll wrap this one up pretty quickly and then we will, see you guys with a guest next time, more than likely. We don't know who yet, and you'll find out when it airs. But we just wanted to, let you guys know that we're not dead.
We are back.
We
We
are
are still
back.
doing this.
Yes, we are
It's
still doing this.
been a struggle to find a time that works for, I was gonna say everyone, but there's really only two of us. It's been a time that works.
Well, everyone, because we got people in our lives too. But,
This is true.
Um, and if you did not hear, Miles's movie, Under the Lights, is making its way around the film festivals like we were talking about, going to his premiere, so keep an eye out for it, because that's
He
also
has, if you go to his Instagram page, there is a website where you can fill out information and get updates on the film. And if the film comes near you, you can put where
yes.
you live and get updated.
Yes, that's not something you're gonna wanna miss, that's also not something I'm going to tell you what happens in, and she isn't either, so, but that's I know a lot of people are asking about that, and we've mentioned it, so people are gonna wanna be like, "Well, how'd you see that?" Because we did. I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, definitely fill that out. And if you can check it out, please check it out. And we will see you guys in the very next one. Hopefully a lot sooner than a year from now. But
Ideally, yes.
ideally, yeah, the same month. All right. Talk to you guys next time.